This all started in November 2019 when old school RuneScape's economy was almost ruined by a major dupe that Jagex caught onto. It involved crashing a world with thousands of accounts. The server is then rolled back to the last login point. So if you trade gold from one account to another and log out on the account with the gold, but not the one that traded the gold, when the world crashes, both accounts will be rolled back to their last point of logout. Thus, both will have the gold. Now, the same group that tried that on old school assumed Jagex would also patch that dupe process on RuneScape 3. One of them was botting Cursed Energy, which is a RuneScape 3 moneymaker on about 1,500 accounts, and the world crashed. The group instantly knew Jagex hadn't fixed the dupe process on RuneScape 3. For context, RuneScape 3 gold is a weaker currency than old school gold. There's less demand and lots of inflation in the game over time, but it still retains value. There's some demand and it's swapped for old school gold or US dollars. On the black market, 100 mil RuneScape 3 is about $16, while 100 mil old school is about $85. So the group knew the dupe process was possible on RuneScape 3. You can see the dupe happening in this clip. Remember, rares on RuneScape 3 are still incredibly valuable, unlike old school RuneScape. Plus, that stack of spirit shards is worth roughly 50 billion GP. RuneScape 3 players use spirit shards kind of like platinum tokens to carry more GP than the max cash stack. As you can see, after the items are traded to a new account, the new account relogs before trading the items on, so that when the servers crash, the character will be reverted to its last logout point, when it had all the items. Each trade is worth well over 50 bill, so if they traded just 10 accounts and the server crashes, they make away with over 500 bill or over 80,000 US dollars worth of RuneScape 3 gold. We'll keep talking about this, but now a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. This video was brought to you by the Ridge wallet. It's light, sleek, and industrial, and it doesn't awkwardly bulge or fold in your back pocket. A lot of people are still using wallets designed decades ago stuffed with receipts and gift cards. But as you can see, this little wallet completely changes that situation. It's so small and durable, but it carries up to 12 cards plus a clip for your cash. There are over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. I love it, and the wallet has over 30,000 5-star reviews. It's so durable that it comes with a lifetime warranty. So Father's Day is coming up, and a Ridge wallet might make the perfect gift for your dad. Go to ridge.com/sirpugger, use code SirPugger for 10% off your order. The link is in the description. So their first attempt of duping on RuneScape 3 actually worked. As they were transferring the gold and relogging on multiple accounts, the world crashed, resetting all of those accounts with a lot of gold. In the process of doing that, they crashed most of the free-to-play worlds. RuneScape 3 players noticed and were posting all over Reddit, and Jagex announced on Twitter there was server maintenance going on. Jagex then locked or banned all of the accounts involved in that dupe and deployed a hotfix. They set up a queue system in worlds where if you tried to log in and the world had over 1,500 players, you had to wait in the queue. This was on May 30th. But the queue system didn't work. If you spam relogged on a mass amount of accounts, the server still crashed. The mechanic that actually needed to be fixed was the rollback mechanic, which is the core concept that allows for the duping. So this time around, the group waited for Jagex mods to end their workday. They checked the RuneScape Discord to see when the mods went offline. If they could dupe while the mods were asleep, it would be easier to get away with a huge amount of gold. And that's exactly what happened. But the next day, when the mods had woken up, the group found out they weren't banned. In fact, they continued to dupe for 4 more days before the dupe process was patched. In this example footage, you can actually see the dupe taking place and over 40 billion GP worth of spirit shards being duplicated. The group of hackers that did this did not give me an exact number of how much gold they duped, but these recordings and screenshots are just examples of the profits. They didn't record most of what happened. I can tell you that we're talking about multiple trillions of RuneScape 3 gold dupe, which translates to over 250,000 US dollars. This is just one screenshot. For example, these party hats have a street price of well over the max cash stack. They go for roughly 10 bill each, and those Christmas crackers go for roughly 30 bill GP each. That screenshot alone is over 250 bill. So the group of hackers knew if they tried to sell literally trillions of gold at once, the price would crash as the sudden huge supply would far surpass the demand. What do you do when you just created thousands of dollars worth of something, but if you sell it, it's worth a lot less? They basically tried to use as many different ways of exchanging their RuneScape 3 gold for something else. They obviously did sell RuneScape gold outright, but they also swapped some of it to old school GP to sell that. And another way to exchange gold is to buy rare names, which is a whole nother topic for a different video. But they bought over $30,000 worth of rare names. So for example, accounts that have the name of a Greek Greek god, or accounts that have names that are like 2 digits or 1 digit long. These can go for thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gold. There are whole discords dedicated to that sort of thing. They also staked significant amounts of the gold, as that's one of the easiest ways of getting rid of it without affecting the market for RS3 gold straight away. Whoever they gamble against may not try to sell the gold right away if they win. Here's a screenshot of one of the gambles they actually won. Their RuneScape 3 gold versus $13,500 worth of Bitcoin. They did mention that Jagex did catch some of their accounts doing this, and they were banned for at least 50 to 100 billion GP. But in the scheme of things, that's really not that much compared to how much they got away with. I did reach out to Jagex for a comment and explained what these hackers described to me. Although they did not give me one on the record, I can safely say that what these hackers were doing is no longer possible. Not that I can confirm that Jagex confirmed that this happened. Now, Jagex has a reputation for keeping huge bugs or exploits under wraps. Ex-mods have discussed dupes like a Dragon Full Helm dupe that was completely covered up. This exploit was no exception. Their Twitter stated server maintenance, acting as though free-to-play worlds going offline left and right was planned. When they announced updates on Reddit, lots of players had questions and the post was pretty vague. I personally would like a little more transparency from Jagex, but it is also up to them to determine what they want to tell the community. I think having a transparent policy would also put pressure on the company to allocate resources to protecting the game so that stuff like this doesn't happen again. If it can be swept under the rug, stakeholders at the top of the company don't care as much. This kind of thing is super bad for the game and its economy. I mean, I don't play RuneScape 3, but it's still sad to see something like this happen. And it was almost old school RuneScape that was exploited. So even though you don't play RuneScape 3, you should know that old school RuneScape could still be incredibly vulnerable. And if a bug slowly ruined the game, you probably won't be hearing about it from Jagex. At least as of right now. Hopefully that changes in the future. These guys made a lot of money in just a few days. Dupes like these can really harm a lot of players in an economy. Whether that means a lot of items get more expensive because all of a sudden there's a lot more gold in game, or super valuable rare items all of a sudden drop a lot in value because there are so many more from the dupe. I'm pretty sure this dupe wasn't large enough at all to destroy the economy, but let's hope there's not a next time.